Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that the things you rely on every day are gone. No guaranteed electricity, no constant internet, unreliable water supply, traffic so bad it reshapes your entire day. For many people, this would feel like a breakdown of normal life. In the Philippines, it's normal, and yet life doesn't stop. Children still laugh. Families still gather. Communities still function. This documentary is not about hardship alone. It's about adaptation. It's about how an entire society has learned to live and even thrive without many of the things the modern world considers essential. Before we begin, ask yourself this. If tomorrow the basics disappeared, could your lifestyle survive the way theirs does? Let's begin. Number 1. What we call essential in developed countries, essentials are assumed. Electricity is constant, water flows on demand. Internet access is expected, transportation is predictable. These systems fade into the background because they work. In the Philippines, they don't always. Power outages, known locally as brownouts, are common in many areas. Water pressure fluctuates, internet speeds vary dramatically. Public transport is crowded, improvised, and often delayed. Yet people don't frame this as deprivation. They frame it as reality. When reliability is not guaranteed, flexibility becomes the real essential. Life without guaranteed power. In many parts of the Philippines, electricity is temporary. Power cuts can last hours, sometimes days. And instead of panic, people prepare. Homes are designed with airflow in mind. Windows stay open, daylight is maximized. Candles, rechargeable lamps, and battery-powered fans are common household items. When the power goes out, families don't retreat into isolation. They sit outside, they talk, they share stories. Darkness doesn't end the day. It changes how the day is lived. 3. Water is never taken for granted. In many Filipino households, water is not assumed. It is planned for. It is stored, measured, protected. Large plastic drums and containers sit outside homes, not as decoration, but as preparation. Buckets are filled whenever supply is available. Rainwater is collected, filtered, and saved for daily use. Water interruptions are expected, not shocking. And because of that, nothing is wasted casually. Showers are short and purposeful. Laundry is scheduled carefully, often timed with water availability. Dishes are washed efficiently, sometimes with water reused for cleaning floors or flushing. Every drop has a job. This creates something rare in much of the modern world: awareness. Children grow up understanding that water is not infinite. They learn early how to conserve, not through lectures but through routine. You don't leave taps running. You don't waste what you may need tomorrow. And this awareness changes behavior. When resources are finite, consumption becomes intentional. Efficiency replaces excess. Respect replaces convenience. In places where water is always available, it fades into the background. Here it stays visible, because when supply is uncertain, gratitude becomes automatic. And survival quietly teaches responsibility. 4. Internet as a privilege, not a right. In much of the modern world, internet access is assumed. It defines productivity. It shapes communication. It dictates how work gets done. In the Philippines, connection is not guaranteed. Signals drop without warning. Speeds fluctuate by the hour. Outages happen, sometimes briefly, sometimes for an entire day. And instead of panic, people adjust. Work schedules remain flexible. Deadlines account for reality. Offline backups are always prepared. Documents saved locally, plans written down, tasks memorized. People learn not to rely on a single connection point, because here adaptability matters more than speed. Social life does not live entirely online. Messages can wait. Notifications are not urgent. People still talk face to face. They visit neighbors. They sit outside and share conversations without screens. When the internet slows or disappears, life does not stop. Community fills the gap. Relationships are maintained through presence, not bandwidth. And while connectivity opens doors, it does not replace human connection. In a place where access is inconsistent, something important remains consistent. People show up. And when technology fails, culture carries on. Number 5. Transportation as a daily test. Commuting in the Philippines is never passive. It's tactical. Every trip is a negotiation with time, distance, and circumstance. Jeepneys jostle for space on crowded streets. Tricycles weave through narrow alleys. Motorcycles slip between vehicles with precision. Buses crawl or speed depending on congestion. Traffic is more than an inconvenience. It is a defining feature of daily life. People wake up early, sometimes hours before work, to account for delays. They plan alternative routes. They track multiple modes of transport. Even a short trip becomes a puzzle. What combination of jeepney, bus, and walking will get them there fastest? Schedules are rarely fixed. Timetables are suggestions. Delays are expected. People adapt, minute by minute, intersection by intersection. Time in the Philippines is not simply measured, it's negotiated. And patience, it isn't optional. It is a skill honed through repeated experience, a quiet resilience practiced every day. Commuting here isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's about strategy, observation, and understanding the rhythms of the city. It's daily life as a test of endurance, flexibility, and the human ability to adapt. Even in frustration, there is rhythm. Even in delay, there is routine. Transportation teaches something deeper. Life moves forward, even when the streets stand still. Number 6. Family as infrastructure. In many countries, institutions provide security. In the Philippines, family does. Multiple generations live together. Resources are shared. Responsibilities overlap. If someone loses work, family absorbs the impact. If someone gets sick, care comes from relatives. If money runs short, contributions are pooled. This is not dependency. It's resilience through connection. Family is not emotional support alone. It is economic stability. Number 7. Community fills the gaps. In the Philippines, survival is rarely solitary. Neighbors know one another, not just by sight, but by routine, by habit, by shared experience. They borrow, they lend, they share, they watch. When electricity fails, refrigerators are emptied or shared so food doesn't spoil. When water runs low, someone always has an extra bucket or container to offer. When emergencies strike, an illness, a fire, or a sudden loss, someone notices and help arrives before it is even asked for. Modern infrastructure may falter, public services may be delayed. Government support may not reach every home, yet people step in, community becomes the system. Neighbors, extended families, even casual acquaintances, everyone plays a role. Generosity is practical, not performative. It is embedded in daily life. Through collective effort, gaps are filled. Weaknesses in resources are countered by strength in relationships. Scarcity is softened by shared responsibility. This is not charity. This is survival. This is life in the Philippines, a life where human connection becomes the most reliable safety net. And in that network of care, even the harshest realities feel a little more manageable. Number 8. Joy without comfort. This is what surprises outsiders the most. Despite unreliable electricity, scarce water, limited internet, and the daily grind of commuting and work, Filipinos find ways to celebrate life. Children play in alleys and open fields, turning whatever space is available into a playground. Music spills from radios, street performers, and gatherings, filling neighborhoods with rhythm and cheer. Neighbors laugh together during power outages. Families host celebrations even when resources are modest, finding creativity and simplicity. Joy here is not dependent on abundance. It is not built on air conditioning, streaming services, or luxury goods. It is built on human connection, shared experiences, and the ability to find light even in difficulty. Happiness is not postponed until circumstances improve. It exists now in the everyday moments of life. A shared meal, a joke with a neighbor, a child's laughter in the street. In the Philippines, joy is a choice, and it thrives even without comfort. This perspective transforms how life is experienced. It teaches that fulfillment doesn't always come from convenience. Sometimes it comes from resilience, resourcefulness, and the bonds that hold a community together. Number 9. Why this way of life endures. The Philippines has faced challenges that would test any society. Centuries of colonization, devastating natural disasters, persistent economic inequality, and periods of political instability. Yet through it all, communities have adapted. Adaptation here is not a trend or a temporary solution. It is a way of life. It is passed down quietly, through example rather than formal instruction. Children grow up observing resilience in action, neighbors helping neighbors after a typhoon, families improvising when resources run low, communities creating systems of support when formal infrastructure fails. People learn early that government programs may falter, technology may fail, and conveniences may be scarce, but human relationships endure. Trust, cooperation, and shared responsibility become more reliable than any system or device. This way of life persists because it works. It has been honed over generations, tested by history, and strengthened by necessity. And it is why, despite challenges, the Philippines continues to thrive, not just survive. This story is not romanticizing hardship. It's challenging assumptions. It asks a difficult question. Have we confused convenience with necessity? Because when essentials disappear in the Philippines, what remains is something many societies have lost: community, flexibility, and human connection. So here's the question. If the systems you rely on failed tomorrow, could your lifestyle survive the way theirs does? Or have we built lives too dependent on comfort to endure without it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because understanding how others survive forces us to rethink how we live.